Hello everyone, and we are back with the Ranch of Rivershine. Today we are on day 16 of our first spring season. So let's get right into it, and I'm kind of excited to, see what's going on, and we still have a new horse to train. So here's our first quest of the day. I just got a delivery of new crops and seeds, and I thought I would share some with you and show you how to get started growing an orchard. I bet growing fruit trees would be perfect for your horse's daily snacks. Okay, did I see that she was going to be... No, she's not in town today. Okay, we're going to have to go to Lupine Meadow at some point. And our Timothy hay is ready to harvest. So we're going to swing here really quickly and pick this up. And then see how our horses are. We, in the last episode, we were able to get our first wild horse, and he should be at full health now and ready to start his training, which will be so much easier when we have a round pen, but at the moment we don't. Let's go ahead and get Dawn all taken care of, get her stall cleaned up and get her fed, and she can just chill in the barn today. Doesn't have to do anything strenuous. Just build up a few more points, and Rainy Ginseng will get the majority of the attention today. But he doesn't have any trust in us at the moment, or well, tameness, I should say. He's at 4%. We need to work on that, because the more tame a horse is... Oh, I forgot he doesn't actually need to be brushed. The more tame a horse is, they're willing to listen to your commands. So I know he needs some things, but it's like I don't know whether to give him... I should say I don't know really what we're going to do today, which is really challenging to actually do endurance when they're... tameness is so low, so we might actually give him a boost in jumped, and we'll kind of go around a bit. He's very crabby. Okay, now we can at least trot. So yeah, today we're gonna go to Lupine Meadow and learn about fruit trees. And then I think the rest of we're gonna pop over into Crystal Lake. Had to think where the jumping arena was, where the jump bonus was, and we'll do some training there with him in jump, and it should kind of help with a few things. Well, his tameness, I mean. And we'll just kind of do a little bit here and there. The bonus of wild horses is they do have 100% of their potential, have 100 points of potential. So we'll be able to get him kind of going rather well. We're going to end up selling him because he does not have any of the traits that I'm currently looking for. But, that's okay. He can, whoop, very, very unhappy. We can... he'll go to a nice home, so we can kind of set him up on a good foundation, and off he'll go. In the meantime, it's just... you know how it is. It's very simple going today. I hope you're all having wonderful, wonderful days. And that in the event that you're not having a good day, always remember that, a good day is just around the corner. You just have to muddle through. I know those platitudes get really, really old, but it's true. It does get better. And at the very least, if you don't quite believe that, hopefully this little half-hour video or thereabouts gives you a little bit of relief for whatever you're going through. Just remember you're loved. Okay. And I got a little click happy before we got set up there. Okay, well, you're beginning you're becoming quite the accomplished farmer. I thought it would be a good time to introduce you to something new. Planting your own orchard. Pretty exciting stuff, no? And I have the perfect thing to get you started, an apple tree seed. It'll be ready to plant on your ranch since you have 2 orchard plots already built. Just go over to the orchard and plant the seed just like you usually do with crops. Except this time you'll have to be extra patient. It will take 21 days for the apple tree to grow, but once it's there, it's forever. Wait, it'll be worth it though, as your tree will produce fruits daily, every time when it's in season. I bet once you start seeding the fruits of your labor, you'll want to plant more trees. Just be sure to visit Liam if you want to expand your orchard. Okay, so we have our first apple tree seedling, which we will be planting. We'll actually be planting another one after when we have more money. I was kind of against apple trees before the last update that added additional farm animals like sheep and goats and chickens. Because apples were kind of a lesser thing because once you have the option of, pear trees are better, as well as like watermelon is even better than pears. But it is now apples are more part of a recipe, so you're going to need more of them. So it doesn't really hurt to have a couple trees. So we'll actually have 2 eventually. I think I'm going to go pick up this forage. I got kind of distracted. I see forage in the distance and I just zero in on it, whether I'm planning on going there instinctively or not, or consciously or not. Okay, so we're going to just pop back to the entrance just to kind of speed this up a bit. Plus he is just, very grumpy stallion that needs some work. And we're gonna go to Crystal Lake from here. And we're gonna do a little bit of jump training with him, and that should at least get him started on a few things. Or get him started, I should say. I mean, it's gonna be, I don't think we'll have his tameness full, maxed out today. It usually takes a little while. It'll be so much easier when we have a round pen we're working with, because we can just kind of, we can get tameness up that way, and it's so much easier because we don't have to constantly fight with them to manage it. Which, once we get to that point, I will be definitely editing these videos to speed that particular section up, because it's not always this most interesting thing. I have a tendency that I will set it up when I have horses that need it, and I will go and kind of AFK and do something else or read a book while I wait for the horse to run out of energy. So it's not really interesting to watch, so I will be editing that to speed it up when we get there. So you don't have to be worried about being tormented by these very lengthy videos. It's nothing but working in the round pen. I kind of complained about that at first when I first started playing the game, and that was there, and it was kind of like, this really is kind of dull. But it's really, really helpful if you need to set something up and then go and walk out of the room and do something. You can still get your horse doing something, but you can physically go and grab a snack or see what the cats have just knocked over, whatever. But we're not quite there yet. Right now we are just I'm just getting ahead of myself, because I love how much there is to unlock in this game, and it's exciting to get to more of it. But for right now, we are going to just hop over a few jumps and get he's with the extra boost from the feed. As you can see, the energy level goes down really, really quickly every jump we take, which is kind of what we want. We don't want to spend all day having to work on this, and we're going to give him a treat anyway and kind of get his energy back up so we can do a little extra. I haven't been using that a lot, but since we gave him the boost, we might as well make the most of it for today. I actually just noticed, I think one of those trees is actually on the wrong side. Yeah, look, it's accidentally in the arena. I never noticed that before. I don't think I generally make use of these arenas very often, because once we have the training area, yeah, I don't know what they're called, like there's specific training areas that have little boosty things. I tend to use those more because it's faster, particularly when you have a barn of, 10 horses or whatever. It kind of helps you able to get through them quickly. I think they're it's a type of training arena. Anyway, we'll get there and we'll unlock that, and then I'll have the actual name for it. But yeah, we're just gonna get him going. He's gonna be a very nice horse for somebody. He's just not gonna stay for us, even though I love a chestnut. I really, really would love to be able to have a chestnut, but he just doesn't have what I'm looking for at the moment. And that's okay. I mean, there's gonna be loads more horses to choose from by the time everything gets going. We have a lot to get to. And we'll get at that chestnut I want at some point. But in the meantime, we're just going to give this guy the best foundation we can. And at least he's doing very, very well at the moment. No arguments. Which we'll see where he's at once we run out of, once he's out of energy for the day. I mean, either way, he's looking very good. We're just gonna kind of enjoy ourselves and kind of keep this simple. And just have a nice time. I mean, it's a sunny day. We didn't get rain, so that's always good. I'm really excited to be able to get to other elements of this game. It just doesn't ever seem to unlock fast enough for me. But I mean, the whole point is that there's a longer storyline. I mean, it's a very simple storyline, but the whole point is that there's more to it than just you're done in a few days. There's it keeps it interesting. There's been so much effort put into this. There's a lot of love here, and you can tell. And I'm always excited to get to the latter half of stuff, because we can really get into breeding better horses and the colors. Definitely there's colors. There's goals I have that I would like to do for this series that I haven't gotten to yet in anything else, because I had taken a break and I just wanted to see how things were, and then I wanted to do this channel. So I wanted to put the effort into this particular run instead. Okay, he's out of energy. See the tameness, we're only at 35%, which, I mean, at least he's been behaving rather well. And we have 34% in jump now, which is good. We definitely need to work on endurance. But his tameness is so low that we'll probably wait, and we'll kind of try to do some flexibility work tomorrow with him. Gotta plan in advance. And we'll pop back to the entrance. And I mean, the good thing about tameness is that it will continue to go up even if the horse is out of energy. I might not be able to train speed or any of the other stats, but I can, the more that he moves around and does things, it will still go up, which is nice that it is a separate entity. Just go ahead and pick up this little bit of forage while we're here. So no harm in a little bit of a collection of that, because I'm always trying to hoard stuff. But he's doing really, really well. I'm pleased. Kind of just do a few transitions. Every little bit helps. And we'll make our way home and get him settled in. And we'll probably go ahead and call it a day. And we'll start with the next one after we go ahead and plant our... Oops. That is the second time I've done that, I think. We'll go ahead and we'll plant our tree before we go to bed, and then we'll see what the next day has in store for us, which I forgot he doesn't need brushing, so he is actually very fine. And we'll see what the next day has. And I don't remember what quests happen when, but I mean, we're more than likely due for another race here soon. Get our apple tree planted. There it is. It's all looking pretty. So eventually we'll have apples on it. I mean, I really should go ahead and take Dawn through a few races, but I'm just not. I don't have the heart for it today, and she worked so hard the other day, so we'll just give her a break. And we will just go ahead and start on the next day. And we have our carrots ready. Oh, and the speed training. Okay, this is going to be our first arena. So I've heard from Jay that you recently opened a trail to Lupine Meadow again. It'll be perfect for speed training. I'll tell you about it when you're in town. Okay, this will be unlocking our first arena. Let's go pick up these carrots real quick, since they're ready to be harvested. Let's see, how are the cucumbers are ready in 2 days. At least the Timothy hay will be ready tomorrow, and at least it's all showing up that it's there. It's really got to be the orchard hay that's messed up with that, and I have a paranoia now. Either way, we're going to get everybody going. Go ahead and we'll take care of Dawn real quick. I'm doing this in the wrong order, but it's all good. And oh, I clicked straw. Oh, well, it's alright. We have plenty of straw, and I already brushed her. I don't need to do it twice. Okay, she's covered for the day. And back to ginseng again. I'd love to see he's at 40% in terms of his tameness. I just have doubts that that's enough. I don't need to brush him either. Which, you know, we might go ahead and we'll give him... I mean, we've got enough barley, it's okay. And we'll just try to work on his endurance today. He's kind of like going to fight it a lot, but I'd like to work on it because it does need to go up. And, you know, every little bit counts. So we will make our way to River to speak to her about this new speed training. I know I really should be actively trying to speak to the villagers more, or, you know, the residents of the town more, because you do actually get perks the higher level relationship heart status thing you have. And I'm just not being good about that at the moment. But, you know, if that's something we'll work on little by little, we can always talk to them later. There's no thing that says we have to do it now. Okay. I wanted to chat with you about something odd I noticed. It seems horses increase their speed skill faster in Lupine Meadow than the other trails. I wonder if Gold Charm Statue has imbued the area with a speed enhancement. With that in mind, I've sketched out some ideas for a new speed training course in Lupine Meadow. You'll be able to buy it from my store and then ride your horse when you want to train into the course. From there, canter through the course's checkpoints to amplify your horse's speed training. For now, you'll only be able to loop around the course once, but you'll be able to upgrade it and use it up to 3 times per day and train your horse further. I hope this will be helpful. I'll do my best to keep training easier for you and Rainy Ginseng. Okay. So, yes, it's... Oh, we don't have enough... Okay, hold on. I know we can go ahead and sell off a few things we don't need. Like, we don't need this much flax. So we're going to kind of sell off a bit. That adds up so quickly in terms of what we can get. And then we'll go ahead and we'll just purchase the Speed Arena. The next one is almost 14,000, so we'll have to wait on that one. But we now have the Speed Arena. And, oh, I forgot, I did want to actually chat with her properly. It's always fun to switch up your training a bit. For example, if you want to improve your horse's jump skill, you can do so on the trails once you've built some cross-country obstacles with Jay. You'll then be able to find obstacles throughout the trails when you're out riding. It makes a nice change of scenery from the arena. Okay, that was just a nice little quick chat. Come on, Pancake. Let's see what always ends up. Okay, well, and he's still being grumpy, which is not surprising. I'm gonna work our way around and we're gonna go to Pine Forest. We just have to go home first to get to Pine Forest. And we'll kind of work on endurance with him as much as we can today. And that should leave us in a pretty good position. It's kind of fun training all these horses. It's a simple process. You kind of get into a groove with it. It's probably a little bit I'm trying to think of the word I want to use. It's not I don't want to say it. It's not exactly dull. Monotonous maybe. I mean, which is kind of dull, but it's something I enjoy, I think, because it's the repetitiveness of it, and you kind of have little goals for each horse, which is, something I think is fun. And it takes time, which is nice. And there are so many different color patterns and things to be bred for, and Pancake has not arrived yet. Guess we'll stop it. We'll pick this up ourselves. Always seems to have this slight delay with some things. Either way, we're doing good. We can get a little bit of boost on his endurance today. I will be happy. It's just not super easy. Okay, now Pancake has arrived. And we'll just kind of build up as much endurance as we can while collecting what forage we can. Definitely need to work on flexibility as well. We'll just do as much as we can with him. And enjoy this beautiful scenery. This is such a pretty area. I can't wait until we have the Rocky Mountain area open, because then we can get the quest for all of the chests then, and we'll just be able to have some time where we just go around and look for all the chests, because there will be, well, 6 per trail then, which is always, I don't know, I enjoy the process of looking for them. I mean, I remember for the most part where they're located, but there's a few that, well, I guess a bit like the one that I was having a hard time finding with the ranch, that I just don't remember where it was. It just didn't stick for some reason. But, you know, it's a fun process, and it's just kind of one of the bonuses. And you get, you know, free tack as well as dye recipes out of it. So it's certainly worth doing. We're going to stop a second, and we're going to go ahead and give him a pair, because it's not going to be wasted at all. So then we can get longer endurance runs for him and kind of get those numbers up a bit. He's doing better, which is good. It's the whole point of it. And we're just gonna kind of enjoy wandering around aimlessly. So yeah, we're doing good. Or he is, I should say. I think we're going to go ahead and just hop over this jump for fun. He is still grumpy, but we're getting there. Every little bit of training helps. Oops. Did not judge that very well. That was all me not doing what I meant to. But he's got a lot of potential. We might end up actually using up all of his potential, you know, when we get there, and putting him through a race or two, which will help his value. I haven't researched exactly how much difference that makes. I studied colors at one point, making a whole spreadsheet on that. I don't know why I got so obsessive. I just had to know, but I just haven't done one on how winning competitions affects the value of the horse. Maybe we'll find that out together. Or that'll be a whole other obsessive series of me just going, okay, the same color horse is getting used as many times as possible. Whoops. And oh, here's a treasure chest. We'll stop real quick and we'll open this up. And we got the black leather hackamore, which is good. I always love the free tack. It's not as my favorite. My favorite probably is some of the hand-woven stuff, which we will also unlock once we get, I think it is the second heart in each character's relationship status thing. I am having no luck remembering to actually hit the space bar, but each person has, will give you a free set, a few free pieces of each color. And I really just like the look of it. I think it's very nice. It's pleasing, but there's so much tack in this game that is lovely anyway. And I'll be excited when we have enough funds to start buying it, but that's kind of one of those lesser things for me, that there's other things we need to worry about unlocking first, like more stall space and better training areas. Like this is where the endurance training course will be, but we haven't unlocked that yet. And yeah, definitely the further, yeah, I'm sorry, the better wild horse pens as well. Those are really important. Especially being able to get expert level stat horses as an option. Because every once in a while you can actually get a wild horse that has expert level stats across the board. Which doesn't happen often, but it's really cool when it does happen because they actually have enough potential that you can make them 100% stat horse. You can completely max them out just on what they have. So there's a lot to look forward to in terms of that. And I really enjoy the element of the wild horses and being able to train them up. I think it's a really fun aspect of the game. But, you know, we also have breeding our own foals, and that'll be coming soon. I feel like I still want to do that just because it's an interesting thing. And the foals are really cute. But it also, you know, we don't have a stallion at the moment that's got the traits that I would like to pass on. Or at least I'd like to wait. Well, I definitely want to wait until we have the round pen. Because we need that if we want to train foals at all before they grow up. Because they all have a boost. We're almost out of energy. We're going to stop here. Kind of pick up these black flowers, which were used in dye making. And he's out of energy for the day. Let's take a second and see. Yeah, his tameness is almost at 80% now. I think tomorrow tomorrow we'll worry about flexibility and maybe some more speed with him. And he'll be really doing quite well. We're doing good. And before too long, we will be moving him on to a new home. So hopefully by then we have another wild horse or two we can have waiting in the wings and just keep training. And there's always the option of going to the auction and seeing if we can finally get a harvester trait stallion. Or another stallion that is kind of along the lines of what I'd like to get so we could possibly breed. But I would also like a second mare if that was the case, because, you know, somebody's got to be competition worthy at the moment, and Dawn is kind of the best horse I've got, and I don't want to kind of pause things because she's in foal. But we will see how that works. One step at a time. That was really odd. Okay, since he doesn't need grooming, we don't have to worry about that. He's done for the day. And so are we. We can call it a good day and go for a rest. And with that, I think I can go ahead and also call this a good stop point for this video. And thank you all for joining me today, and I will happily see you all in the next one. Have a wonderful day.